All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru, and I have my brother with us. Today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. This Tuesday.
I thought it
Uh,
was Wednesday today.
today's Tuesday.
God, no wonder, man, things ain't happening like okay. Thank you. I thought it was
Yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah, yeah. Today's Tuesday. Yeah,
Okay.
today's Tuesday. In Yoruba, Ojo wa Aje. It's Tuesday. Aje. Hey, Audrey's Yoruba. Audrey is Aj Tuesday. Aj. So Ojo, which is today. Wa Aj. Am I right? Audrey, help me out. Audrey, press one if I'm right. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started. Today's topic is, for the most part, it's being projected that 79 million people are going to start a home-based business within the next 5 years. Now, I don't know if that's globally. Oh, I was right. I don't know if that's globally or if that's just within America. But needless to say, you need to start a home-based business no matter what it is. If you're still in corporate America, no matter what you're doing. I mean, it's just the I would say the corporate model right now that's in place, especially at the company I work for, is archaic, is antiquated, and it's not meant for you to, I would say, strive for long term. It's not, it's like I said, the whole I'm gonna work for a company, stay there 30, 35 years, get my Rolex watch, retire with my pension. Those days are over. Those days are a wrap. So now people are starting to wake up and realize that. And again, as I said, it's projected that 79 million people are going to start a home based business. Me and Fitzgerald, Karatbars is one of our levers, our vehicles that we use in regards to starting a home based business. So we're going to discuss Karatbars today, but just start something, do something. And I think opportunities like Karatbars is a great vehicle to get your home based business started. Brother Stevens, go ahead.
You're absolutely right. And on a side note, man, I like to say how very much I'm appreciative of the Search for Uru channel for bringing such diverse content. I'm only one small piece of that, but you had a doctor on there from Nigeria, then you had a gentleman on there was talking about the African currency, and I'm a fan of your show. I click on there even when I'm not on there because you really bring a lot of helpful content and needed content. But I see the thread, the overriding thread and connector that I'm seeing every time I listen, most like hearing your content is about getting economic power. Because if you don't have the economic power, monetary power to the people, there can be no social power, no political power.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm hearing that through all your content. I'm seeing that seems to be the one thread that connects everything that I hear. I don't care if you're talking about farming, which I know that's what your degree is in. But it seems to be okay. Let's get the people strong economically, because you get the people strong economically, then they have so much more say-so over their lives as opposed to being dominated by that's great. But yeah, I was right. It was in agriculture as opposed to just being dominated, by the subjects and whims of anyone who would just take advantage of their hard-earned labor and capital. So we come on here. That's the most thing I'm talking about is economics. I make no shame about that. I'm trying to get the people a vehicle that will empower their families economically, and we're trying to do it one family at a time, one person at a time. So you're right, Diana. 75 million, maybe even higher than that, people will start a home-based business. I know Karatbars has allowed you and I to do that, for several years now, giving us the tax breaks, giving us the residual income. And so it's just critical that you start changing the model and the mindset of how you're operating. It used to be, as far as the turn of the century, about practically near 90% of the people, maybe a little lower than that fact. Let me put it down like 70% of the people that they were self-employed. They work for themselves, and they would bring a market. They would bring goods or service to the market, and that's what they use to support their family. We see in history, and I'm going to use just the 20th century for example. We see in history, whenever an oppressed people, the way they got together, but besides coming together with unity, which is the antidote to slavery. But whether it be the Black Americans in here when we was liberated, we came out of this thing called came out of slavery in 1864 and into Reconstruction. So technically we wasn't a slave, and so we were sent away with nothing. I know this has happened in other ethnic groups too. I just want to use this for an example. And so how do people come up? They created their own. There's an interesting story that if you guys are not familiar with, look at 1921, the Tulsa race riot. Well, it wasn't really a race riot. It was just a whole bunch of Black people decided, hey, we're not going to be dependent upon a system or a group of people to hate us. We're going to go out there and create our own. And there was a R&B band, Dynasty, a little bit probably Gap Band, the GAP. The Gap stands for Greenwood, Orchard, and Pine. Those were the predominant street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, Greenwood, Orchard, and Pine. That's where you get the Gap Band. Well, you know what? They had hotels, they had banks. They was totally independent of the racist system, the racist system that tried to dominate them, subjugate them, because it's and they did this shortly less than one generation removed from slavery. People left alone, then they start gathering their economic power and were superior right in the middle of the Midwest, of the South, but that was destroyed, because when a threat to the establishment is when people get together and establish economic power. Economic power is meaning you can establish political power. Political power means you can establish nation power and sovereign power. You're right. Well, the same thing, what happened to the Irish when they came over here in America. The same thing that could happen to the Asenaki Jews when they came over here. They amassed power. So the thing is going back right here now. You understand this? You got to figure out how to get economically strong. You really do. When people say like, hey, money's not everything, you're right. It's right up there with air.
Can I make a statement real quick?
Yeah.
And this is a little bit off topic, and I'm actually going to do a separate show on this. Have you watched the Malcolm X documentary, Who Killed Malcolm X, or Who Shot Malcolm X, on Netflix?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
My biggest takeaway, Fitzgerald, from that was before he was killed, he had no life insurance, and his net worth was only $150. Like that right there. I know we're talking about economic empowerment, but that right there, that really bothered me.
I would say I'm kind of surprised with that, but I'm not. A lot of our great civil rights icons and human rights icons, or should I say it more better, the human rights, they were penniless. They left with nothing. Whether that I don't really know the story about Fred Hampton, the founder of the Black Panther, was an instrumental party. All the guys did was just put a group of armed Black men together and say, hey, we kind of tired of being brutalized. We got the right to defend ourselves like any other nation, any other people, and so they were abruptly assassinated by the FBI and powers and the B. But I don't know if he put anything in together for that. I don't know if Dr. King put anything together. I don't know if Stephen Biko for South Africa put anything together. Thomas Shakur. I don't know if Patrice Lumumba for the Democratic Republic of Congo before he was murdered. I don't know what these people put these leaders put together, but whether it be Mandela, I don't know. But all I do know is that if you don't have that, you see, once the visionary is gone, there got to be resources to carry on the vision.
Right.
Oh man, that'll preach every day. That God, you guys could just catch what I just said. Once the visionary is gone, there have to be resources to carry on the vision. And so let's take this. Let's take this a little personal. I like to tie this into creating a vision for you and your family. That's why I believe in starting. I believe in the family. The family is the most important organization. I truly do. It outranks the church. It outranks every part of society, the family. I'm really, really big with that. And so I really believe strong families build a strong people. And I believe a strong people build a strong community. Strong community builds a strong state. Strong states build a strong nation. And so you now, what is the nucleus of a strong family? Besides faithfulness and loyalty, commitment, the number one thing that all that has to sit on is economic power. It has to sit on it. It has to sit on the foundation of economic power, because if you don't have that, everything else can be eroded. So we talk about getting your own business, establishing, where you have your own, that you're able to leave residual income and build a global income. That's another thing, because the world is your market. The world is a very, very small piece of real estate, and it's interconnected. We're talking about building that. We're talking about creating something that you and your family will be able to weather hard times. More importantly, you'll be able to pass wealth onto your generations. They can pass it on to their generation, and you can absolutely surely destroy this perpetual state of poverty that people who against your interests wish to keep you in. I don't care what race you are. This is a global thing. I really don't care what creed you are. You have to understand that you have to get strong economically. I'm a firm believer that you have to run your home like the business that it is. And the number one thing in the business is to make a profit, is establish a profit. And you have to have tax shelters that allow you to do that. That allow you to keep it. You have to have mechanisms that allow you to pass it on to your other generation. So that's really what we talked about in Karatbars, and I don't know how anybody could give the thumbs down to that, but we get some guys or some guys, maybe some gals. I mostly think it's guys who do, that as if what we're talking about, is so offensive, just trying to economically empower people. Well, if that's your stand, I could care less. I ain't talking to you, and I made that public all day long. But what we're talking about is, just trying to get control of your destiny, because time is running out, time is getting short, and should I say shorter? And so it's time for you to put something in place, and time for you to think in terms of what happens to my family if I'm not here to provide. What happens to them? How would it go on? Okay, let's just say I'm in good health. What happens if an accident happens, a car accident, a plane crash? What if I have all the plans in the world and something interrupted, bad doctor report? How is my family going to survive? For those of you who are single and everything, how are you going to survive? Friends and family, okay, well, maybe to a extent, but friends and family, they have their own needs, and they're trying to, take care of their own. You certainly don't want to be a burden on someone. You certainly want to have preparations, to take care of your life. That's your responsibility. So that's what we talked about. We found it through a vehicle with Karatbars, have able to establish a global business by way of free, deals with asset accumulation, dies and gold, deals with duplication component, which causes us to have residual income, which deals with a legacy component, which causes us to be able to transfer that wealth into our heirs, or sell it as a business that competes, creating perpetual wealth for us, to live the life that we deserve, that we dream, and make sure our generations after us are established and taken care of, where they can have a leg up. See, it's more. See, you shouldn't just be thinking about. You shouldn't just be, you got to be thinking more in the mindset without just leaving your family a whole bunch of bills. Now, I don't mean to be insulted by that statement, but if you don't plan for that, that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's all you're going to do is just leave your family a whole bunch of debt, or a mortgage, or stuff's not paid for, or they can't keep it because they don't have enough money to to keep up with the taxes, or or if depend on the amount of errors, it could get split, it get liquidated. So many things can happen, if the visionary doesn't prepare for when he or she is not there. And with me, I want my family, I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy long after I'm gone. My wealth is still working for the betterment of my family and society. So, that's kind of the reason why, I consider my mission to do what I do. Don asked that I'm pretty much will like to hear what you have to say on that. Because you're a little bit younger than me. I wish I would have came across something this at your age, or even younger, man. By the way,
if Fitzgerald, that's the thing. I mean, everybody. When I speak to people like you and other people who are in I would say, the same age bracket as you, they always tell me they wish they would have got started younger. So that's what made me pull the trigger. I'm 37. I stepped away from corporate America when I was 36. And really started pushing this Karatbars opportunity just this past June. That's what made me get really involved in, as far as putting my foot on the pedal. Because I just don't want any regrets when I get 50, 55 or even older, and I'm on the porch in the rocking chair. The wish I did this when I was this age. Wish I did that when I was this age. That's why I just go ahead and just go after it.
You have to, because not to go after it. I put a picture on my Facebook post. For those of you who are Facebook friends of mine, you would have seen it was a very powerful, poignant picture. It had this picture of a bird with rope tied around its wings. Dinesh, you may have saw that. And the caption read, "This is how your soul feels when you say no to your dreams." Right. The bird was bound up by its wings. He couldn't fly, but he was just sitting on a branch. Couldn't fly, couldn't do anything. Bird's purpose is to fly. Your purpose is to create. Your purpose is to create. The Most High God has given each and every one of us an assignment that we will never be fulfilled until we fulfill that assignment, whatever it is. And so we have to start looking at these things. We have to start looking at these things and looking at the facts, looking at what got us here. As a individual, as a family, as a nation, as a people. And if we want different, we got to do different things. See, not to do something is doing something. Not to act is acting. For me to decide that, hey, I want to change my life into a different direction. Well, the decisions I made got me into the spot I'm in. If I'm going to get out of the spot I'm in and go to another spot I wish to be, I can't be the same man that got me into this position. In order to get out of that position, I got to be a new man, new way of thinking, new way of moving. As far as what we're trying to do. I asked Prince Amir for permission to do this. I want to start talking to you guys about a little bit of change in mindsets. This right here, this is a book. It's called The Challenger Sale. The Challenger Sale is by Matthew Dickinson and Brett Adamson. And it says, like, the Challenger Sale, taking control of the conversation. The first conversation you have to take control over is the one that you have with yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got to read. I'm not talking about reading minds on Facebook. You got to change this. The battle is right here. And so you get these people who live from their experience and profit from their experience. I have a library, an extensive library that I've collected over the years, reading different things and coming abreast. That's why I'm able to talk on such multiple subjects, because I have this thirst to learn, and I have this ability to seek out what I don't know in order to improve my life. But Karatbars just simply gives us an economic vehicle. And the thing we love about this economic vehicle is that it is free to join. It deals with gold. We can do it in 146 countries around the earth. We could create a residual income, a legacy income, a residual income for not only ourselves, but a legacy income for our families. What do I mean by our families? Well, a legacy income. Well, that means when our time is over here, that our income can transfer to the next generation or whoever we want it to do, and we keep expanding. We can create a duplication effect. where we're profiting off of the efforts of others, just like your job does when they profit off of you and your co-worker next to you, just like the boss does. That's all they do. They're multiplying their efforts, through their efforts and their profit line through you. And so we're pretty excited. We're pretty excited for us where this going, because since Dynas and I start collaborating in this business, we've been able to not only help a lot of other people's lives financially, but definitely helping ours. Understand something. Dynas, Amir, and myself, we've been knowing each other going on 14 years. We had a very good we have had established a very good foundation of trust and admiration, respect since the first day. I met him at 1055 Brady Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. So we still have that. We just recently started, doing a collaboration. Okay, Dynas, let's take my talents, let's take your talents, and let's do a collaboration where we can bring wealth. We can build wealth together, and we can help other people build wealth. Because when you start getting older a little bit, you're like, what am I doing? What's going on? What legacy am I leaving? Man, I can't keep going around up and drive down this highway and keep working like this for nothing and getting nowhere, and I can't keep that. I need to build wealth, because if not for me, I got to have it, just really put something together for my children. And, and that's what we were able to find, through a simple e-commerce business. And that's what we do. And that's why we're so excited about this, because we know it's working. We can see it working. Every day we log on to our system and we can see exactly what's happening.
Absolutely. So everyone in the chat room is my affiliate link. Click on the link, sign up as an affiliate. Also, when you watch the replay, it will be on the screen. It will be in the description. Click the link, sign up as an affiliate. I will personally call you, and I will get you in contact with Fitzgerald. We'll get you trained up so we could put you on a path for success. Path for success. Fitzgerald, what is Karatbars?
Karatbars is an e-commerce business. It's a company that was founded in Stuttgart, Germany, by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Harold Constantine Site. Karatbars is the largest distributor of small gold increments in the world. And we say gold increments, we're literally talking about gold increments. So Karatbars' major product, is what we call the gold cars here. That's 1 gram of gold. Gold is money that we get. This is the nucleus as far as what Karatbar is. We have 1 gram, 2.5 grams, and 5 gram cars. Now, by acquiring gold, you're automatically increasing your wealth. And for those of you, maybe you want to get on the internet and follow what the price of gold is doing since 2011 and 2020 announced, and you'll be quite surprised at the gains that it has realized, as opposed to what fiat currency, which is nothing but paper money, has been losing. So what we simply do, we pay ourselves first. And I really shouldn't say pay. What we do, we simply exchange a portion of our paper dollars into gold. It don't make a difference how much, or how little. What we do, we exchange that, and by exchanging something that's going down in value, we exchange it in gold, what's going up in value. That'll help increase our wealth. We also have the gold-backed cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the new money now, and it's going to be a global phenomenon. For those of you who follow Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Karatbars has a cryptocurrency called a KCB that's gold backed. That's what that's what we're really excited about it. Karatbars also operates by way of a cell phone and a computer in 146 nations, around the world. It gives other people opportunity to establish a home-based business just like you do, and then because you happen to turn them on every time they were to acquire gold or to acquire one of many things that goes to the Karatbar ecosystem by way of phone or multi-packets or a computer, anything that goes through that system, you could get a percentage of that based on your positioning as far as with your business package and your standing. So I just went to work. I went to work, and I just decided to start working hard for myself as opposed to spending my life for someone else making their dreams come true. I got started back at January 14th, 2015. And I happened to have a phone call from my sponsor, my friend of 22 years, Michael Delco. Michael said, "Hey, listen, Fitzgerald, I got something I need you to take a look at. It deals with gold and it's free to join." Well, what little known to him, I have been looking for a company. So I said, "Gold free?" Mostly I heard free. So I really didn't hear the gold much. Mostly I heard free. And so I told Michael, well, go ahead and just register me, sign me up. I didn't even fill out my own form, and I've often say this story. That's how blinded you can be. Sometimes you can be praying for the very thing that say, "God, send me in business, give me something." He gives it to you, you don't even realize it's there. And that's exactly what happened to me. When after I finished registering, just like this link Dynasty provided for, instantly I had my own home business with a subject with all the tax write-offs that a home-based business give. But I didn't even realize it, because I was, so I didn't know. I just didn't realize. I guess I was so much in the routine. Well, I later I got a business packet, and then I remember sponsoring my first person. It was my wife, Denise. I just sponsored her, and she didn't really know what she was in either. She was actually more excited about it than me, because it had to do with gold. And so she where I heard free, she heard gold. And so we got started. Well, lo and behold, made a phone call to Dynast, and he got started. And here I stand before you right now with close to 10,200 people in my organization that's growing exponentially all over the world. And apologies for my voice. We had a little weather change down here in Tampa. I think it got like 30 something degrees, something crazy like that. And that really lit me out. So I apologize. Keep talking.
How are you maintaining, Fitzgerald? For you, 65 is cold.
Man. Anything below 67, I'm telling you, I got a problem with it. I don't like the 60s period. So it's about 80, 81 down here now. So it's coming back to it's coming back online. And so that's what we did through doing this, and through taking advantage of this opportunity. That is literally, I don't know anything else out there that can compare to it. I really don't. Dynast and I have been able to create a residual income, been able to bless a lot of families, around the earth. He has a group well over 1,000 people. I was checking his group out today. So just this is what we're trying to establish, because what it's about improving your life while helping improve the lives of others. It's about leaving legacies. It's about leaving wealth. It's about leaving something. It's about living your dreams on your terms and your life on your terms, as opposed to personally, just trying to figure out how you're going to make someone else's dream come true. There's a saying, and I firmly believe it with my heart. Either you are going to be an entrepreneur or you're going to work for one of us. That's just the way it works. Either you're going to be an entrepreneur or you're going to work for one. And in the statement, my foundational statement that I like to sometimes close by, but I'm going to insert right in here now. Warren Buffett said that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That's fact. You will work until you die. And that's just a sad reality, that's just a sad reality of what's coming up, of what's happening with people. So it gives us that residual income component, free to join, no minimums, no maximums, no cost for the website. You want to get a tax deductible business package, like Dynast and I have. We're very, very excited about the newer package. The multi-packs is coming up right now. That allows us to further leverage our income. So it's just a win-win-win situation. Karatbars is nothing but a money system. Now, we get paid in euros. To those of you who are new to the streams, we get paid in euros on our MasterCard. As you can see, my name is on there. Okay, and that MasterCard accepted anywhere, MasterCard accepted in the world. And I can use that to pay my car payment, my insurance, buy food, get haircuts, travel, airline tickets, hotel room, anywhere, that MasterCard is accepted around the world, I could do that. Being it's loaded with euros is higher than the US dollar in the country that Dynas and I reside in. It's also higher than the Nigerian naira, the other country that Dynas is a citizen of, the South African rand. So you can, if I needed cash, all I had to do is go and put this in the bank machine, and I would get the corresponding cash out, provided on my production. See, you got to hustle, you got to work, but in the meantime, I'm still saving up my gold. I'm still saving up my gold-backed cryptocurrency. And so I'm still building my global organization by helping other people build their organization and realize the wealth. I have my deadline is to retire. And when I talk of retire, totally work away from doing anything, for anyone else. September 8th, 2020. Why September 8th? Because that's going to be my 56th birthday. Actually, I think I'm going to do it a day early. I think I'm going to retire September 7th, and just to do it a day early, where I can say I did retire, at 55. But no, that's my goal, and I worked hard for it, and I will achieve it. I never could have said that at a job. I never could have said that. I mean, their goal for me is this: you work 20, 30 years, okay, if we allow you to stay. Those 20, 30-year jobs are pretty much well gone for the most part.
But I would think they really want you to stay there for 20.
No, because a lot, the average,
they operate. I don't.
No, they don't. They don't. The average transit time right now is 5 years for people to stay on jobs. 5 years, and because they're gone of that, they're putting more of the retirement benefits on you. That's that. Once again, I realize I'm talking to a global audience. I'm just talking about how they do here in the United States. But your particular bent on your country, I'm not intelligent enough to speak on the rules of your country, because I don't know it. I just speak about this one here. North America, same thing can be said in Canada, part of North America. Well, it used to be where you got these great pensions. And if it's part of the military or some of the federal services like Border Patrol or some of the federal things or TSAs, yeah, they probably still got that in. But for the most part in companies, they're putting more the retirement expectations upon you, 401ks, things like that, which are tied to the stock market, which is going like this and stuff like that. So that's going to be more your responsibility. And so, Dynas, can you please speak to the crowd a little bit more before I need to step away for a second?
No problem, guys. Link in the chat room. Click on the link on my affiliate link. Sign up as an affiliate. I will personally give you a call. When you watch the replay, link will be in the description, and also link will be on the screen. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Again, the topic is, the way we are trending, 79 million people are going to open up a home-based business within the next 5 years. So what are you going to do? Because the reality is, you can no longer count on corporate America. Like I said, the days of I'm going to get a job, work 30 years, retire, get my gold Rolex, my pension, fish every Sunday with my grandchildren, sit on my porch, drink my lemonade. If that's your plan, you might as well forget it, because those days are over. Fish, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So my mother and my aunts, they've been working for the state of California now before I was born. My mom just retired, but my aunt still works for the state of California. So I'm 37. They've been working for the state of California for 40 plus years. And I remember like maybe 2 years ago, Thanksgiving, I was having a conversation with my aunt in regards to just corporate America and work. And we were talking about pensions. And I told her, like, because she's got to get her pension.
Right.
And I brought up how, words like vested, how you have to be vested a certain amount of years even before you could even get your 401k as far as fully vested. I brought up how pensions don't exist. Like, she was shocked. She's like, "Oh, they don't do that anymore?" Like,
right. It was a different world for her.
Like, vested? What do you mean vested? What is that?
Exactly. It was a different world for her. It's so much. It's a different world for her. She can't even relate. That you're talking about a woman who probably don't even know how it is. She probably don't even know how to go interview. She's been, she's been in this job so long that all the world's done changed around her. People who are grandfathered in those programs, they're great. Hey, listen, Dynas, man, my two younger brothers, my two younger brothers work well. One of them is a corporate attorney. I'm not going to name the organization, but and the other one is a senior budget director. Same town you are down in there. But these guys have these absolutely cush plans. I mean, both my younger brothers, they have these absolutely cush plans. A lot of stuff when they start going in, man. That's a lot of stuff's not offered anymore to the people coming after them, but they don't need to worry that both of them are going to have an extraordinary retirements, as far as like that, and they earned every single dime of it. But the you go out there, try to get, say that's the plan you want right now. The rules are changed. And which is another thing. When someone owns a job, and I mean they own a job, because it's certainly you don't own it. That's why I laugh and I don't know, sometimes I laugh or shake my head or just look at someone like, how foolish your statement is sounded, when someone say my job. It's not your job. I don't know how many times I got to keep saying that. It's not your job. It's the owner's job to give, for her or for him or her to give at will to whoever they please. It's your job. I remember Dynas, I used to, when I was working in Atlanta in the Cobb County, I used to work for the clerk, Deborah Dewberry, a wonderful lady. I'm always going to be a fan of hers, so simply because she gave me a shot. She hired me right on the spot, and she didn't have to do that. But and I'm thankful for that. But you know what? Because she's the clerk, and this is where I got the first taste of how government jobs are going, which is, man, it's a country club with those guys. But let me say this. When I was working at the clerk, they had a thing there that you work at the will of the clerk. That's the same thing the president and governors have. Other companies have. Some companies have it at will, but it states like this: you work at that organization as long as that person desires you to. You could come in there with the wrong color bow tie on, and they can fire you.
Wow.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's what at will means. You could come in, be of different political affiliation. They can fire you. Nothing you can do about it. That's why they call it at will. A lot of these states, a lot of these jobs are going to these states at will, because you know what? They're trying to break up the union and trying to break your protections as far as like that. So with all these things that are going against you these days, that's why it's just imperative. Not that it would be nice, not that it be, this could be something pretty cool. You got to establish something that is an income that is independent from the system. Other words, no one can take from you. You got to have that. And this is what Karatbars allows you to do. Karatbars allows you to build a global income that can easily surpass what you're doing on your full-time job. We have doctors, lawyers, teachers, educators, single mothers, single fathers, whole families coming apart. There's people from all type of professions. All you have to be is 18 or older, and just take a chance on you. Am I talking about leaving your first main job? Well, that's your choice, and you want to do it later on when you grow your business. Absolutely. But I'm talking about working something, building something while you're working on someone else's job. I mean, if you can come in and you can go to work from 9 to 5 and not work for yourself from like 6 to 9, you're not tired. You're uninspired. And you can go out there and build someone else's dream, and can't work and come home and put a few hours in your dream for you and your family's betterment and economic well-being. You're not tired. You're uninspired. You just simply don't want it bad enough. And so you got to do that. But here's the thing: what you got to ask yourself: what happens if this income stops? And what happens if my job decides that I'm expendable? What happens if they change my pay structure? Don Askin, I can definitely tell you about that.
Oh.
What happens if I get a medical emergency? I can tell you about that. What happens if I go through a marital separation? I definitely can tell you about that. You know, what happens if my home get foreclosed and, you know, and all that? I can tell you about that. You know, so life happens. Life happens. My middle brother, Preston Leon, has a saying that he taught me. He said, you know, you got to plan for the unexpected. You got to give yourself time for things that happen. You know, and it's something go wrong. You got to know where you're going. You know, all we just doing is just giving you guys a vehicle. You know, that you can take control of your own destiny. Like I said, Dinas, man, sometimes we get some of the silliest comments on this thing. You know,
not today though. Not today.
Not today, but we get something. And I can, you know, and for the life of me, I can like, now why? And mostly, you know, it saddens me to say this. Mostly, it's always from men. You know, the cats, y'all supposed to be providing for your household.
Right.
Most of the women, they like, oh no, man. I mean, these guys are talking something. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying there's not men who don't listen to it, but most of the negative comments we always get is from men. You know, you the one who's supposed to be provided. You the one supposed to be the visionary with the family. What are you doing? You sitting around there tearing down. I had one guy, and it absolutely stood out to me. So like, man, you know, getting Fitzgerald on there is a waste of your time. You told him he can unsubscribe, and I wrote right after you, absolutely. Dude, I could care less what you think. You know, I really can. I don't care about your opinion. I don't respect your opinion because you're sitting around there, you know, criticizing two men who are out there, you know, changing their lives, helping other people change your life. And the best you can offer is sit up there. I don't think you should come on. Well, you know, get you a show, and, you know, you go out there and offer something to help people's lives for the betterment there too. You know, we just don't have time for individuals like you. There are people out there. This is too important of a task to get out there and try to help people, because people are crying out like, God, send me something. I gotta make more money. You know, people are working themselves in oblivion. You know, people are working when they're tired. They're watching their purchasing power erode. They're watching their opportunities go away. You know, they're watching the rich get richer and the poor get poor. This is happening all the way around them. It's causing marital breakdown. It's causing separation. They can't get proper food, proper education for their children, proper medical thing. And then so this is what we're trying to solve. And I believe in order to solve that, you got to have an economic vehicle to do it. And that's what Karatbars allows us to do. Now, when you register on this account, when you register with the link with Dinah Samir, you know, you just fill out a form. It can take 7 minutes. It's going to take 7 minutes. Once you fill out that form, you're going to get a email from Karatbars. Okay, when you go to that email, click on it and verify your account. You know, you're going to get instantly when you do that, you are now have a home-based business that you can operate in 146 nations around the world. More likely, you're going to get a call from Dinah Samir. And Dinah Samir is going to send you to me. Now, why did he send you to me? Because I'm going to sit up there and train you and teach you what this multi-million-dollar business, yes, you didn't hear me stutter, multi-million-dollar business is for you. It could easily be like that if you grow it like that, you know. And so I'm gonna instruct you. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna plug you into the wealth building system. My direct cell number is 1-716-573-6296. Once again, 1-716-573-6296. Or you can send me an email at my first and last name, Fitzgerald Stephens @gmail.com. I also have WhatsApp that I communicate a lot with our African organization over there, Dynas, and the Australian organization, Tanzania, you know, because we have affiliates all over the world. And so I get up there and I teach you and I train you, get y'all to a fast start. And my goal is to help you start making money right away and help you be successful right away. And, you know, and I got a pretty good track record for doing that. So and I'm happy to say this to you guys, because I want to be done at least 45 minutes. I'm happy to say this. I love the fact that we set up here and talk to you. You know why? Because from this moment forward, you don't have the excuse that you don't have a way out. You don't have excuse that no one told you. You don't have excuse to complain anymore. I don't took that away from you. I don't took your ability to complain, because when it comes down after this broadcast and after what we put in front of you and the life that you choose to live from this point after, or whatever happens to you is your fault. It's like the people who don't vote but complain about what the politicians are doing or not doing. You don't have a voice. No. And so when you start saying like, hey, enough is enough. I want to take control of my life and build something, my family. I don't care if you're a single mother, living on the backside of the village in Nigeria. I don't care if you're a farmer in Hanoi, Vietnam. If you can make your life and the life of your families abundantly better, but you have to take action in the right vehicle with the right mentorships and taking consistent action, and you can build something glorious for you and your future generations. So take action. Go ahead and register. Give me a call. If I don't answer it, please leave a message. I will get back to you. Dynas, I'm finished.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining once again. And people, out of respect, if you email me, hey, Dynas, can I get more information in regards to Karatbars? And you have not taken the first step to at least sign up as an affiliate, I'll respond. My response is going to be, have you sign up as an affiliate first? So again, sign up as an affiliate. Link is in the chat room. Link is in the description. The link is on the screen. I will personally call you, get you in contact with Fitzgerald Stephens, and then we'll get you up and running. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymirror.com. Until next time, family. Peace.
Peace. Good evening.